Hello and welcome to the LCS Report Worlds Edition, made by the fans for the fans. We got such cool games today. So just a reminder before we get right into it, join the Discord. The way this show, the Worlds Edition, is going to work is we're going to quickly just go over most of the games, and then we have specific games that we're actually going to talk about. You might notice that North America is going to be on those. I wonder why. So the first game today was just TSW versus VKS. I think it kind of went to expectations. TSW or the Hands team, they just fight really, really well. VKS just couldn't match that. It kind of went to expected. After that, you had CFO crushing Fnatic. I think that was also kind of expected. Like CFO are about the FlyQuest level. Fnatic are not close to even G2, and I think FlyQuest are above that as well. So it wasn't a surprise either. Those kind of went to expectation. KT played against MKOI, and it was actually closer than I thought. I thought KT's strengths were really good. I was very surprised with how Alvaro and Elioyo played together. I didn't think that they would show up on the world stage in the first game, but they played pretty well. And then MKOI threw it out of con. I would much rather see MKOI play well and then throw than see them kind of crumble. If that makes sense, this actually gives me hope for the team. So I'm hopeful. Maybe they can beat a CFO. Maybe they are a legitimately good second seed. After that, I'm going to skip the next couple of games because we're going to talk about that. Then we had G2 play against Top Esports. I thought Top Esports was going to crush them. I thought Top Esports early games are just far superior to G2. We saw their early games. Kanafi was getting dives after dive after dive. They were playing the team fights better. I just thought stylistically they just had no hope. And it kind of happened that way. But yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Obviously, we have already 3 games that we're going to talk about. Lastly, we had Gen.G versus PSG. Honestly, it was just nice to see Maple and Karsa play. Betty, they tried their best. They made Gen.G work for it, but Gen.G showed why they're the best team in the world. They can give you every single advantage that they want to give you, and then at the end of the day, they pick the fights that they want to go through, and they're just too good. They just are. But yeah, we can start with BLG versus 100 Thieves. I'm gonna let you go first because I've been yapping. What did you think of the games? They got 4 scrims. 4 scrims. hmm Oh, Martin, they can't hear you. Mr. Martin, apparently they can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
You were muted the whole time?
Maybe technical difficulties.
We can start over. We can start over.
Quid, okay, I'll start with it. Quid has finally arrived, and it's such a nice feeling to see because with 100 Thieves not even barely scrimming, and they're not going to be getting top tier scrims as I can't remember who said. I think it was Quid actually said maybe they'll scrim us now, or FBI was one of the two.
Dokla.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dokla, sorry. Yeah, I was going into the tournament yesterday thinking if they can even pick up a map win somewhere, not even a series win, just a map win somewhere, then that's the tournament successful for them after the circumstances they've had. But they crushed them. River Quid has finally arrived on the big stage, and with someone who you're putting the LCS on his back next year, he is the one to be one of the marquee guys for this brand, for this league. You want to see him step up, and him and River absolutely decimated Knight and Bayshon. It was not even close.
I don't even know why you put in Beishwan. Just forget BL. We'll talk about BLG in a moment. I don't know why, but maybe scrimming with your jungler not there and then playing basically not getting any practice and expecting the team to be completely boom was good. And if you had 0 expectations, you couldn't be disappointed. You couldn't feel pressured, so you just played. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if we're gonna see this Quid again. I don't know if we're gonna see this River again. But even in the early game, they were down 2,000-3,000 gold, and Dokla was getting completely gapped, and then Bin completely runs it, loses his brain, takes 3 tower shots to stop like a base. Literally, people are like, "Is the Shy still playing?" Because I thought it was the Shy. It was. I don't know what we saw from BLG, but I'm very happy with what we saw from 100 Thieves.
Wasn't this reminiscent to last Worlds where we thought, man, this team's in trouble, and then they just clicked and then they went to the finals? I think it felt like very reminiscent of, okay, this team doesn't look like they're taking this seriously at all, and then they eventually click it into gear when they have to save their tournament. It looked like they completely disrespected, but I still wouldn't have thought they was going to lose like based on the 100 Thieves draft. I thought this is a
Yeah, I
rough
mean,
one.
that's the other thing. The draft was just like losing.
Yeah.
It wasn't a draft that makes you like feel inspired with confidence. And then they were like, and who
Yeah.
cares? So that was impressive. I talked to Elk after the game, and like uh I asked him like, why did you not start Shadow when he's just the better jungler? And he's like, well, we've been scrimming with both, and like we're trying different things. I was like, sure, whatever. He's not going to give me an actual answer, but I have to ask. And then he mentioned how disappointed he is in the way and like how they played. He was like, I never imagined we could play this bad. Like I legit like he actually was like it was outside of my realm of imagination. I'm like, okay. Um but yeah, like last year it happens the same thing where they started off 1 and 2. They played really poorly and like people were like, oh, they're gonna get knocked out. And then they didn't. So they made it to finals.
And the thing is, they're very, 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 very fortunate that they have Fnatic in their next game, because now they have that chance to go to 1-1, like take the pressure
I
off
bet
of
you
it.
Shadow starts. I bet you
Yeah,
Shadow starts. Like
like
EQ. I'm sorry,
I'm
Bejuan.
sorry, but
Yeah,
you
you're
shouldn't be. It's not a charity. Like Worlds is not a charity. You should be starting your. You should be putting your best foot forward in every one of these games because it matters so much. And now,
yeah.
like you could have easily gone a very, very, very tough matchup in that 0-1 slot.
They got 100 Thieves and Fnatic. Like that's their 1 and 2. I mean, obviously they're first seed, so they get rewarded. But like,
It's like they get bailed
you
out
can't be
by
losing these.
they're getting bailed
You
out
can't be losing these.
by the draw.
I know you really can't be losing these. Like as the LPL, like as the world's runner up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for 100 Thieves, like congratulations. Just like what Carolyn's saying in chat, like the players are making statements for their job applications to LCS teams next year.
100%.
But yeah, next matchup we had FlyQuest versus T1. Uh FlyQuest gave over the Bard, picked a Nico, which I think Bard is like okay into Nico. Personally, I don't know what they were thinking. They first picked the Jarvan. Everybody's first picking Jarvan. He's like the highest prio. Completely understandable. Inspired was not inspiring today. I don't know what happened with Inspired, but he did not have a good series. He did, or I guess it wasn't a series. He didn't have a good game day. Quad was playing well. I felt like Whippo had some early mistakes, but brought it back. That's the other thing with FlyQuest. They got themselves in such a big hole, and they like almost fought out of it. And if they could only just play their early games a little bit better. I actually asked Busio this, and I asked Mithy this, like, your early games suck. How are you going to match up to these Eastern teams? And then they were like, we'll see. They both didn't have like a legitimate answer to me. And like you can imagine this FlyQuest team if they weren't down 3,000 gold, like what the fights would look like, right? Masu was kind of popping off. He was getting a couple of shutdowns. Bwipo started playing better as soon as he got 2 items. He was actually actively like playing well. Quid was Quad. My God, Quad was It's just inspired, left a lot to be desired. How did you feel with that game?
I mean, it looked like a Western Jarvan to me. Like I know too well about that. Like I think that they did start the game very well. I thought the lanes were going pretty solid for them. I thought like their objective play was pretty good. It's just like since they let it, and this is a problem. Like I haven't seen FlyQuest do this much, and perhaps it's because they don't get tested enough domestically. Is that the game got very scrappy, like for like a 5 to 10 minute period, and they just completely lost their eyesight. And then even when they regained something and they were able to try and claw their way back, the game was already pretty over by that point. And I think that's the thing that they're going to have to try and work on, is not losing your minds in that like 5 to 10 minute period where, okay, you dropped a couple of kills. It doesn't mean you have to drop 5 to 10.
Yeah, I will say T1's probably the second best team in the world right now. Like they did try to go for plays during those scrappy plays and just got outplayed. Like someone lived with 1 HP or something like that. like it is unfortunate, but that's what happens when you play against one of the best teams in the world. And like we don't expect FlyQuest to be the second best team or to beat the second best team, but I thought the way that they mentally recovered, like they didn't completely collapse, was telling of a really solid team.
And they
And
are.
like I'm not necessarily, yeah, I'm not like afraid. I'm not worried. Like I thought they would show a little bit better performance, but that's also because I was like kind of overestimating them and like really hyping them up. But overall, like besides inspired, I thought the team showed up about what you would expect against T1.
Yeah, like I know like people are memeing like, oh, they're losing to a fourth seed. The Cullen, it's the best fourth seed you could ever have in the existence of League of Legends.
Literally the second best team in the world because of the format, or not because of the format, because they both got upsets. But yeah, I think I'm not worried about them. I think we'll talk about the next matchups briefly, but like yeah, I'm not worried for FlyQuest.
No, I'm pretty. It wasn't terrible, and I think like some of these fights were like on a knife's edge. It didn't go their way
Yeah.
today, and T1 just ultimately better.
Yeah, it gives you the feeling that if like this team gets to like play more games, they will like Inspired's not going to have that many off series, right? Uh, Just if you just play more games, I feel like this FlyQuest team is leveling up. They are closing that gap because the FlyQuest that played against VKS would not have played this well against T1. So
I, I
again
will say
we're
very
scaling.
quickly, after doing an interview saying like he's considering his options, this is probably not the type of game that you wanted to have like straight after that interview because you're just
It's
gonna
just
be.
one game. It's just one game.
It is one game, and the good thing about this is you don't have to play T1 the best of three now. Like that's out of the way,
Exactly.
especially considering who
Yeah.
their next
I
opponent
will
is.
say, yeah, Doran on Kasante, this guy's just too good. Against IG, against the FlyQuest, his Kasante is just so good. This guy's so good.
It was unkillable.
Um,
Like Masu was
literally.
tickling him.
Eventually, Master killed him once. Once.
Once when the game was over.
No, it was before. It was like when they were coming back, right? He like ulted to get the kill, and then FlyQuest had like 2 minutes of like, oh, we might be able to win this, and then 5 minute 5 ace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last matchup we want to talk about is Hanwha Life versus AL. This was my highlight matchup of the day. This is why we're talking about it last. This was such a hype game. We have Tarzan versus Peanut, two extremely good junglers, and like, dude, Peanut, who's probably one of the best junglers in the world, just got gapped. He just
It
got jungle
was a
canyon.
masterclass.
It's great. Like, it's like one of the best people in the world doing it, and then there's like another way best, literally the best jungler in the world playing, and it was crazy. Even then, like AL had a very good game plan. I thought their draft was quite smart. I thought the game was relatively close. Zika threw the game by not buying his tier until like 15 minutes and not having full Seraphs until 30 minutes. Like he actively threw the game. I think there's legitimately a solid world where AL just lose if
Yeah.
Zeka had his item. Which is really crazy to think that like such a small mistake can win you or lose you the game, but that game was close. And both teams played quite well. And like that Otacon fight, if Zeka has his tier, like that's a very very different fight. He doesn't get one shot. Like it's just a very different fight. That obviously snowballed the game. But I was just happy with the level of play. With I mean Viper literally playing his heart out. This guy was like insane. I mean Tarzan on AL side was playing like crazy. I thought Flandre didn't play. I mean, okay, he was playing against Zeus, probably one of the best top laner in the world. So I can kind of see why he was struggling. But overall, this was such a high level. This is like I want to see more international games because these are the type of games that you watch and you're like, oh my god, this was such good League of Legends.
It's such an annoying like thing when it's a best of one as well. Because you wanted to like immediately watch the second and third game of that series.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
do you remember the Bjergsen meme where he was like staring at like his team in like
Yeah.
disgust? That's Viper today. This guy had like multiple like triple kills, quadra kills. He was like I will have to say that like which I don't want to talk about too much. I thought Shanks had a really like impacting like game. Like he was able to like do you remember like the in the Articon he like 2v1'd up top side when he was on like
Yeah.
really low health and then that turned the fight because then he was able to join up with the team and kill Viper, I believe, and I thought KO as well had a exceptional game. Like he had a really good. Like,
Oh yeah, his
yeah,
Nico
like
game was, dude. When you're watching the best players in the world play Nico, it's a different
yeah, it's
champion.
like and that's the thing. Like we have and I thought like Busio's like Nico and Bard are like really good, but then you watch that next tier, it's like it's
Yeah,
exceptional. Like,
yeah. It's,
and
it's like
I
what I
have
was saying
no
about Tarzan
problem.
and Peanut. It's like,
And I think I have
yeah.
no qualms about either of these teams. Like I think they're both going to be absolutely fine. Like moving on. Like
I would love this as a semifinals or a quarterfinals. Ooh,
give me a
this
best of
matchup is gonna
five
be
of this.
so good.
Yeah, I just
Exactly. Give me a best of 5 of this.
like just two of my favorite junglers of all time just going like head to head and like Tarzan just completely bodied him. And like
Yeah, it's great. It's just
I
insane.
haven't been liking Pantheon as well. And like it's just
After his nerfs, he was pretty nerfed.
I know. And like people are still like really, really high on him. It's just
Yeah, his ulti is just too OP for pro play, but and that armor pen that it gives and stuff like that.
Rek'Sai top
But
finally got
either
a
way,
win. Rek'Sai top finally got a win.
I know, right?
Because like the LPL have been
Dude,
absolutely loving that pick. Like every LPL team I think has picked Rek'Sai top.
yeah, it's definitely just like a scrim thing. I wasn't talking, but like a little bit of a plug. I did like this new show to where I just go over a bunch of different interviews and I highlight some certain aspects of it on my channel. And one of the things was like someone asked Faker about the meta and was like, "Hey, the meta changed." And he was like, or maybe it was Guma Yushi. I think maybe they asked Guma or Faker. I don't remember. It was a T1 player, and his answer was like, "Yeah, no one really knows what the meta is. We're just gonna play what we think we can perform on." Until like we can finally truly discover what the meta is, because right now literally no one knows. And like to me that reads of like, oh, people are playing very different things. Like you play BLG one day, they're playing something. You play like Halma Life, they're playing something completely different, right?
Yeah.
That's what in scrims, that's what it's reading to me.
Yeah. And Phil for Viper. I thought he did deserve to lose that game, but that's how it crumbles sometimes.
I know. We're Viper. Um yeah, we can briefly talk about tomorrow's games. We have some pretty good ones. But I'll just go through the list. We have Top Esports versus 100 Thieves. Are 100 Thieves like favored? I don't know. Are they?
I mean,
They are the LPL killers. They've not lost a single game to LPL.
if I was them, I wouldn't scrim anyone. I'd decline any offers now. Just don't let anyone get a read on you. Don't get any, like, don't have that feeling of getting absolutely destroyed in scrims. Just come into it with fresh ideas. Like, whatever your idea is on the meta, just go with it, run with it. Like, don't fall into the standard world trend of you go play Eastern teams, you get battered in scrims, and then like your mental is completely shattered before you even get on a stage game.
Yeah, you can't ruin your mental if you don't play the scrims.
I will say, if you can win with that comp, there's always a hope that in especially I think LPL teams you always have the chance of an upset. I don't think against I know KT almost lost today, but I mean historically
I'm on the
speaking,
other side, man.
you think
I'll tell you why. Because Top Esports are such a good early game team that they're gonna be like 8,000 gold ahead at 15 minutes. It's not even. I think this is the worst, like one of the worst matchups. Like them and probably Gen.G are the two worst teams for 100 Thieves. Even Ayla was like, yeah, we don't want to face Gen.G. Stylistically, they'll just be too good. But I think everyone in the world would say that. I'm not too
oh, I'm
hopeful
not
for them,
predicting
honestly.
Hunt to win, by the way. I'm just saying LPL always
Oh,
gives
okay,
you a
okay.
chance, like historically, especially top. Like top.
Not this top though.
Well, we're hoping
Not in
first.
best of ones.
We're
Like
hoping first
when
stand
we go
top
into best of
appears.
5. When we
Uh,
go into best of 5s.
We're hoping first stand top appears.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think top like we saw their early game, they kind of just crushed their early game and cruised to victory. About scrims, did you see that Madline Koi and KT were in a scrim when they got drawn against each other, and then they were like, "We have to cancel."
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. Next matchup, AL Gen G. That's a hype matchup. That's such a good matchup. Obviously, Gen G favored, but I'm just looking to see what Tarzan does to Gen G. Because last time these teams played, it was almost a reverse sweep, almost
Can
a reverse
Tarzan not
sweep
catch a
for
break?
AL.
Like he's facing the greatest junglers of all time in these first
I
two
know.
matchups.
Hanwha Life,
First he has to go against
Viper,
Peanut,
like
and then he has to go
Zeus.
up against
Yeah.
Canyon.
Yeah.
Like
And now
Jesus.
he has to play Ganyan. Yeah, dude, this guy. Yeah, I that is my highlight match of the week or of the day. After that, we have KT versus TSW. I actually think this is a fun game because TSW are like a very hands diff kind of team. They're gonna fight you. They want to team fight. They're not the greatest in macro, and KT is like the weakest Eastern team in my opinion. So I don't think TSW are a favorite. I think maybe CFO have a better chance, but I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be like an LPL game in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I do think KT is favored. Yeah. T1 CFO, man, the rematch.
Why do
I'm
I
excited
feel
for this
like
one.
what I feel like this matchup always happens is T1 versus the LCP every single year.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one's gonna be good. Even
I don't
if
think
T1
CFO are
are
gonna
like
win, but I
heavily
think
favored,
they're gonna make it close.
I think they're gonna be closer than FlyQuest, in my opinion. Because I
Yeah.
think like Junjia is has performed better, is gonna perform better than what Inspired showed us today.
I also
And
think
like
like the
just
LCP just
Hongq is insane.
shows less fear against these Eastern teams. Whereas I always feel with the West it's like such a mental battle before you even get in the game.
Yeah,
But the
it's because they
LCP,
scrim them all the time.
yeah,
Like literally, the CFO were beating T1 in scrims before Worlds.
yep.
So like that gives you a lot of confidence.
And then you have
Next
BLG
matchup, BLG
Fnatic.
Fnatic. RIP Fnatic. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. I don't know what you have to say, but
But
you're gonna get a very
if you
angry
think
BLG.
if BLG got the belt out, then Fnatic are done.
Yeah, Shadow comes out as well. I'm very confident Shadow's gonna play, and it's gonna be a very different. Fnatic are gonna be like, oh, this team is beatable, and then Shadow's gonna come, and he's literally gonna destroy Razork. It's crazy how much better this guy's gotten.
Yep.
Uh,
Is it G2
Endpoint
Gold?
G2.
Hmm.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Finals rematch.
Well, one team just got absolutely arse blasted, and another through. So whose mental's shattered more? I actually think
I
Endpoints would be
think
shattered more. Unironically, I would rather be stomped than have a complete freebie and then throw it away.
as someone who plays in a rec league, I would much rather the other way around. Because stomped, it feels like you didn't even get to play the game. With like throw, you're like, oh, if I just made one change, I would have won.
Yeah, I get like I think the only way you could see that is if like you already came into the match accepting your fate, so then your mental's not shattered.
Yeah,
Like it's just a for fun day out against Genji.
I will
Um,
say if Alvaro and Elioya play like they did, there's a legitimate chance they upset G2. I
it's
know
the best
G2
of one.
stomped them in
It's a
finals.
best of one, so anything can happen.
Yeah, but we
Um,
saw the same thing happen between NRG and T1, NRG and Team Liquid, where we were saying the same thing back in 2023, and NRG just like
slap them.
it was sloppy, but they gave it to them. So um,
Yeah.
also APA was or not APA. Palafox was APA's dad back then. Man, what a world we used to live in. I'm predicting G2 just because like that is what historically has happened, but I wouldn't be surprised if G2 go 0-2.
Yep.
PSG Hama Life. Sorry, PSG.
Yeah. Even though the game got extremely sloppy today, I don't think PSG are going to outhands them.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Carlson and Maple on the world stage again, though.
Playing well. Like they legitimate like early game, they played a pretty good like first 10, 15 minutes. It's just Gen G is like probably the best mid game team in the world. So it was a little unfortunate, but I mean they'll have opportunities against Hanwha Life, but then there's just Viper,
Yep.
Zeus. Like yeah. Sorry. Last game, FlyQuest versus VKS. Another finals
This is a
rematch.
banana skin, honestly.
What does that mean? I'm not familiar with
Banana
the
skin is
expression.
like where you like it should relatively on paper be easy, but
Oh,
this
but you
is
could
one of these
slip.
games where you can fly. You could easily see Flycus losing this.
I can't.
Like it depends on the pressure. Like this is you have to win this game, otherwise you're in. Like I said, remember I said a couple weeks ago, you're in deep shit. If you lose this, if you
Yeah.
lose this series, you're in deep shit.
Yeah. Just so you know, FlyQuest could have gotten Hanwha Life.
Yeah.
Like that is how close that matchup could have been, or like the draw could have been. So like I'm actually not worried at all. Like if I'm FlyQuest, I'm like, okay, we had a really tough matchup, we didn't win, now we got our freebie. We beat this team before, we scrimmed them, we know
Based
how
on
they
the LTA
play. Like
finals,
we are
it wasn't
very
as
confident.
free as it could have been. Like,
I mean, the first two games were stomps.
and
Come on, they crushed in games
I
one
think
and two.
VKS are going to be up for it as well because they know, all right, that this is our chance to get back on to 1-on-1. If you're going to pick the teams, you're probably picking LCS and LEC. Like,
Fnatic, yeah.
pretty disappointing. Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Like I think this is probably like 90%, if not even more, for FlyQuest. Maybe it's the world stage. You never know. Maybe like 80%, but
That's
still,
why I'm like
I'm
not
very
100%.
confident.
I do think Fly's gonna win, but it's like I do feel this is like a banana skin game.
It could be. But yeah, those are our matchup previews. I think the ones I'm looking for, obviously, AL Gen G, FlyQuest versus VKS, and then 100 Thieves versus Top Esports. I think that one's probably the very scary for 100 Thieves. But hey, if they can keep doing what they're doing, like one last heist to the World Trophy.
It could be tomorrow's like games, two absolute stomps, and then the main course is an absolute like fest.
Yeah. You know what's interesting?
Mm-hmm.
EU will get a win tomorrow, 100%.
So now everyone's gonna be technically the LTA are as well.
Oh yeah, we're gonna win at least one game.
Yeah, gonna go another day where we have a win.
Still better than EU. Still better
No,
than
the thing
EU.
is, but then if FlyQuest lose and EU are not going to claim that as LTA, it's going to be enigma 0-2.
Still better than EU. All
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. We beat the
definitely.
LPL. They didn't. All right. This was a fun little episode. These episodes are not gonna go too long. Like within 30 minutes, about 30 minutes is probably what we're gonna keep them to. There are a lot of games. As the games like decrease, we'll obviously spend more time talking about them. But thank you guys for watching our World's edition of the LCS report, and we will see you right back here tomorrow after Swiss Draw, the draw show.
Peace.
Hitting you at work right now. I love it.